Hey all, welcome to Komli Mom online classes. Happy morning, all of you. Happy morning, evening, batch. Happy evening. Today is which chapter? Haloalkenes and haloarenes. Previous year NEET questions from 2024 to 2015. Past 10-year papers we will see now. Okay, target is less than 30 minutes. We will solve all the questions. Ready, everybody? Ready? Shall I begin the session? Hmm? Ready now? Question number 1, be ready to answer. 2024. The most stable carbocation among the following is. The most stable carbocation among the following is. Tell me. This is which carbocation? Carbocation connected to only one carbon is primary. Carbocation connected with 1, 2, 3 other carbons are tertiary. Carbocation connected to 2 other carbons are secondary. Carbocation connected to 2 other carbons are secondary. So what is the carbocation stability order? Tertiary carbocation more stable than secondary, more stable than the primary. So option 2 is the correct answer because it is a tertiary carbocation. The compound that will undergo SN1 reaction with the fastest rate. So SN1 reaction fastest rate, this is an phenyl halide. If aryl halides, they're least. Whatever the cation, phenyl cation forms, it's a least stable. Least stable, directly we can remove from the list. Okay. And this is the carbon which is connected with only one other carbon, primary. This is connected with the 2 other carbons. This carbon is secondary. Now this carbon is connected with a benzene ring. So this is a secondary, even though it is these two, this is connected with the aromatic compound. I mean benzene ring which is connected. Due to the resonance, this carbocation is more stable. We know that benzyl carbocations are more stable. Option 2 is the correct answer. Very good. Consider the following reaction and identify the product. What is the correct product? So what you have to do? Take a CH3, create a carbocation, CH3, CH, CH3, and first it will form this OH and this H goes out. It results in the formation of a secondary carbocation. Once the carbocation is formed, we should be careful that any rearrangement is possible or not. What type of rearrangements can be possible? Shifts can be possible. Hydride shift, methyl shift, aryl shift, alkyl shift, or any ring expansion, ring contraction is there or not. We have to see that. And here, the hydride shift is possible and methyl shift is possible. What is the shifts order? Hydride shift is faster than phenyl shift is faster than tertiary, secondary, and primary. Correct? No, this is a shift order. Now, this which can hydride can shift faster when compared to the methyl. So hydride ion shifts faster and it results in the formation of a carbocation here. Secondary carbocation will be formed. Once secondary carbocation is formed, then what we have to see? Br minus will go and attack there. So what is the answer here? Br comes and attack here. So which is the correct option? Which is the correct option? CH3, C option 4 is the correct answer. Okay. Option 4 is the correct answer. Now, the given compound is an example of if halogen is directly connected to the double bonded carbon, what is the name of it? It is called as vinylic halide. What is that? Vinylic halide. Halogen connected to the double bonded carbon. sp2 hybridized carbon. What is the name of the halogen halide? Vinylic halide. The incorrect statement regarding chirality is The product obtained by SN2 reaction of haloalkenes having chirality at the reactive center shows the inversion of configuration. Let's say we have an halogen. If you add a nucleophile, then backside attacks takes place and we will obviously get the inversion product. That is having a chirality also, it is a possible inversion product will be getting. So this is correct statement. Enantiomers are superimposable mirror images. No, enantiomers are non-superimposable mirror images. If you observe, let's say for example, I will take the lactic acid. If you observe this lactic acid, what will happen? If you take its mirror image, you will be getting OH here, H here, and CH3. So, if you try to impose this on the top of this, both are non-superimposable. One cannot be exactly placed over the other. So, enantiomers are non-superimposable. That is correct. But here it is a wrong statement which they were asking. Racemic mixture shows a zero optical rotation. Why? Because one rotating clockwise, another rotating anti-clockwise. So this we call it as a racemic mixture. Then this is the correct statement. SN1 reaction yields 1:1 mixture of both enantiomers, which means that first this is alkyl halide which are having different groups here. Whenever we treat with the weak nucleophile, it waits until the carbocation forms. Once the carbocation is formed, it goes and attacks front side and it goes and attack backside. So we will be getting two non-superimposable mirror images. Both are formed in 1:1 ratio. So this is also correct statement. So what is the incorrect statement? Enantiomers are non-superimposable mirror images. They should give, then it is correct. Which of the following is suitable to synthesize chlorobenzene? Halobenzenes. To synthesize halobenzene, the best reaction is halogenation. Halogenation is the best reaction to prepare halobenzene. So what do you mean by halogenation? It is an electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction. What we do in this reaction? We will add a chlorine halogen in the presence of Lewis acid like N-hydrous AlCl3. Then this AlCl3 abstract one of the chlorine and it forms AlCl4 and it generates an electrophile like a chloronium ion. This electrophile goes and attack a benzene ring and it will form a chlorobenzene. This is the best reaction for the preparation of chlorobenzene. The major product formed in dehydrohalogenation reaction of 2-bromopentane is pent-2-ene. This product formed is based on, let's write the reactant 2-bromopentane. 2-bromopentane. This is pentane, 2-bromopentane. And here there are two chances. You can remove this Br and this H. Simply you can place one pentene or you can write a product. You can remove this hydrogen and this Br. You can do another dehydrohalogenation, means you are removing HBr. So either pent-1-ene is the product you can make or pent-2-ene is the product we can make. Out of pent-1-ene and pent-2-ene, which is a more stable according to the Sage-Jeffs rule, more substituted alkene is more stable, which means that this side one methyl group is there, this side CH2 carbon, which means that here 2 alpha hydrogens are present, here 3 alpha hydrogens are present. But in this case, double bond around, only 2 alpha hydrogens are present. So which is a more stable? Pent-2-ene is more stable, and this is called major product. And which is a minor product? This is a minor product. So what is the rule it is following? Sage-Jeff's rule. What is the Sage-Jeff's rule? More substituted alkene is more stable. The alkene which is having more number of alpha hydrogens are more stable. The correct sequence of bond enthalpy of CX bond is, what is the correct order? If you observe, top to bottom, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, what happens is size of atom increases. Size. When size of the atom increases, bond length increases. Bond length increases, distance increases. Distance increases means easy to break. Bond length increases, easy to break. Easy to break means bond dissociation enthalpy or bond enthalpy decreases. So top to bottom, what happens to the bond enthalpy? Size increases, halogen atom size increases, bond enthalpy decreases. So fluorine first priority, then chlorine, then bromine, then iodine. Okay, these two repeated options. Okay, some interchange will be there in the option. First fluorine, then chlorine, then bromine, and then iodine. Everybody clear? Everybody clear? Understand? Fluorine. Aha, okay, got it. So this is a descending order is given, na? Right. Now what is the correct order? Fluorine is a higher than a chlorine, bromine, and then iodine. Option C is the correct answer. Very good. Suppose if they ask the same question with respect to the dipole moment, then what is the order? Most important, dipole moment. They may ask you this year. They may ask you. Very important. That is CH3Cl comes to the first position when compared to the CH3F. Remaining order as it is. CH3Br and CH3Cl. CH3, last is CH3I. Same pattern. CH3Cl comes to the first place when compared to the CH3F. This is a dipole moment order. Why this exception? Because dipole moment is mu is equal to Q into D. As the fluorine is more electronegative, it gets a more, when it pulls the electrons, it gets more negative charge. Carbon gets a more positive charge. Charge is more, but because of more electronegativity, the bond length is less between carbon and fluorine. Due to bond length, distance is less in case of fluorine containing this alkyl fluoride. That is the reason net dipole moment is low when compared to the chloromethane. This is an exceptional case. Okay, so this is the dipole moment order for the halogen containing compounds. This one, chloromethane, fluoromethane, bromomethane, and iodomethane. Clear? Next one, the major product of the following reaction is, see here on the arrow, peroxide is present and HBr is present. So this is called which effect? Peroxide effect. Peroxide effect means Karash effect. This is what? Anti-Markovnikov's rule. Anti-Markovnikov's rule, this takes place through which mechanism? Free radical mechanism. Markovnikov's rule, free radical mechanism. Br goes and attack to the double bonded carbon having more number of hydrogens. So it will break here like this, radical, Br radical comes and attack outside, H radical there. So if it is no peroxide and Markovnikov's rule, that time the negative part of the species goes and attack carbon having less number of hydrogens. But when it is anti-Markovnikov's rule, what will happen? The Br radical that goes and attack to the double bonded carbon having more number of hydrogen. So CH2, Br comes here, that hydrogen comes here. So first position Br is there in which option? Option number 1. First position. So option 1 is the correct answer. Next one. Acid strength increases in the order given. So HF, HCl, HBr, HI. What they were telling? Acid strength is Which is more acidic? They were telling HI is more acidic. Yes, correct. Why HI is more acidic? As the size of atoms increases, like fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, size of atoms increases down the group, bond strength becomes weaker. Why bond strength becomes weaker? This is hydrogen, this is a hydrogen, and this is iodine. Bond length increases as the size of atom increases. Okay, this is a Br. This is a, just for your understand. This is, as size of atom increases, bond length increases, easy to break the bond. And acidic character, what happens to the acidic character? Acidic character increases. So assertion is correct and reason is also correct. Both assertion and statement and reason, both are the correct. Option 1 is the right one. Elimination reaction of 2-bromopentane to form pent-2-ene is. So just now we discussed this. 2-bromopentane. This is 2-bromopentane. From here, what we are getting? Pent-2-ene we are getting. So this is which elimination? You are removing the halogen containing carbon is alpha. The next carbon is beta. So from beta, you are removing the hydrogen. So this is beta elimination reaction, which is also known as Saint-Jeff's rule or Zaitsev rule, or it is following anti-Markovnikov's rule, which is also known as not anti-Markovnikov rule, Zaitsev rule or Saint-Jeff's rule. What is Saint-Jeff's rule? More substituted alkene is major. So pent-1-ene, pent-2-ene, pent-2-ene is more substituted alkene, that is major elimination reaction, which is also known as dehydrohallucination, because you are removing one halogen, you are removing one hydrogen. So this is which reaction? Dehydrohallucination, not dehydration. You are not removing water. So A, B, C, 3 are the correct statements. Statements. Identify the compound X in the following sequence of reactions. When take a toluene, and from you are adding chlorine in the presence of sunlight, then free radical substitution reaction takes place. Free radical substitution reaction. So we will be getting 1H, 1Cl. Goes out, we'll get here Cl. One more H, one more Cl goes out. We will be getting 2 chlorines. This is called benzyl chloride. Benzyl chloride. What do you mean by benzyl chloride? 2 chlorines which are connected to the same carbon. We call it as benzyl chloride. Okay. Then if you treat with water, remove this chlorine with OH. Remove one more chlorine with OH. Loss of water takes place. We will be getting benzaldehyde. Okay, so what is our answer? Benzyl chloride is the intermediate of this reaction. Next one. The hydrolysis reaction that takes place at the slowest rate among the following. See the first, second, third, fourth options. Chlorine is directly attached to the benzene ring. This is called haloarenes. Haloarenes it is. Here chlorine is connected to the carbon. Here chlorine is connected to the primary carbon. Here it is connected to the benzyl carbon. So in all this, we all know that haloarenes are, they are less reactive towards a SN1 or SN2 type of reactions. So the first option is a slowest reaction towards a nucleophilic substitution reaction. Everybody clear? Everybody clear? Next one. The compound C7H8 undergoes the following reaction. So they have given a sequence of reaction. They were asking the product C. Like they are telling that metabromotoluene, orthobromotoluene, 3-bromo-2,4,6 trichlorotoluene, parabromotoluene. So this is a toluene. That is a hint we can get from the options like this is our toluene. What do you mean by toluene? Benzene with the CH3 is a toluene. Now you treat with the chlorine. Once we treat with the 3 moles of chlorine and we are heating, means it is in which reaction? Free radical substitution. All the 3 hydrogens we can remove with the 3 chlorines, 3 H's goes out and 3 chlorines comes here. 3 chlorines. Okay. Once CCl3 is formed, this is an minus I group. Minus I. It pulls the electrons from the benzene ring. So it deactivates the ring. Ring deactivating group. Once it is deactivating the ring deactivating group, it is meta-directing. Meta-directing. If ring activating groups are ortho-para directing, it's a strong minus I groups are meta-directing group. So when it is meta-directing, when you do hallucination in the presence of iron as a catalyst, then what will be having? We will get meta product, because it decides where the electrophile has to come. See, first Fe and Br2 reacts and form FeBr3, and again this FeBr3 reacts with one of the bromine and it will form FeBr4 minus, and it creates this is an electrophile. This electrophile, where it has to go and attack meta position, that was decided by the minus I group which is present on the benzene ring. After that, what we can do? We will add an reducing agent like a zinc metal and HCl. Then all the 3 chlorines was reduced back into our toluene group. So we will be getting metabromotoluidine or metabromotoluene. Okay, so option is A is the correct answer, right? Next question. The compound A on treatment with the sodium gives B. Okay, compound A, you are treating with Na, it is giving B. And with the PCl5, it is giving C. Now, these two we are mixing and we are getting diethyl ether. Diethyl ether we are getting. So what is the diethyl ether? CH3, CH2O, CH2, CH3. This is diethyl ether. So with which one if you treat with this B will get and PCl5? Obviously PCl5 or PCl3. What we will get? We will get alkyl halides. Let me take an alcohol like C2H5OH. If I treat with PCl5, I'll get an alkyl halide. Okay. Now, if I treat with a sodium, I will be getting sodium ethoxide, because hydrogen gas comes out and we get sodium ethoxide. Now, this Na and this Cl goes out, we'll be getting diethyl ether. So, A should be alcohol, B should be sodium ethoxide, C should be ethyl chloride. Alcohol, A should be correct, B should be sodium ethoxide, A should be alcohol, B should be sodium ethoxide, C should be ethyl chloride. Option D is the correct answer. Next question. Identify A and predict the type of a reaction. So take a bromine at the meta position and we are taking anisole. So first this NaNH2 is there, no? This NH2 minus is a good nucleophile. It is take the acidic hydrogen where it is present, it will abstract the acidic hydrogen from here and it creates an anion like this. Now, this negatively charged carbon pushes the electrons here and this Br goes out as a Br minus. And finally, we will be getting an intermediate like this, a molecule called benzene. Benzene. This benzene is the most important reaction. Benzene, this is an oxygen is there which is having a lone pair. So what effects it has to show? Plus M and minus I, because oxygen is electronegative. Out of plus M and minus I, plus M is an, here this benzene molecule electron density is in one plane and the lone pair is in another plane. So benzene molecules, they don't undergo, they don't exhibit mesomeric effect even though lone pair is present, both are in different planes. Now this minus I group, where it will go, it will pull the electrons. So if this bond breaks, we'll get the two intermediates like this, two intermediates. One minus charge you can create here, plus you can create here. OCH3, or you can create plus charge here, minus charge here, OCH3. Among these two, OCH3 is a withdrawing group that will stabilize the anion which is very close. So in this two, this reaction is favored. Why this reaction is favored? That minus is very close to the electron pulling group. So then what will happen? Now NaNH2, that NH2 minus will come. It will attack where? It will attack at the positive charged center here, NH2, and here minus will be as it is. After that, whatever the ammonia is there starting, it abstracted this H plus. This NH2 minus abstracted H plus converted to ammonia, right? That ammonia gives H plus and converts back into this structure. As usual, we will be getting a benzene ring with OCH3 and NH2. So here in this question, the most important part was in a benzenes, there will be no mesomeric effect here because this benzene is in one plane, that lone pair of electron is in another plane. It shows only minus I effect. The carbon anion which is formed close to that OCH3 is more stable. So NH2 will come and attack at meta position. So in all the products where NH2 present at the meta position is a stable product, and it is formed through the substitution of NH2 group there. Substitution reaction. Option 4 is the correct answer. Consider the reaction CH3CH2Br plus NaCN. NaCN. Then Na and this Br goes out. We will be getting this. This reaction will be faster in ethanol, methanol, dimethyl formamide water. See here, cyanide minus, cyanide ion, SH minus, I minus, all these are strong nucleophiles. Strong nucleophiles favors what type of reactions? SN2 reactions. SN2 reactions, what type of solvents are needed? Polar aprotic solvents are needed. So which is this is a polar protic solvent. This is a polar protic solvent which gives H plus. The solvents which gives H plus ions are called polar protic. Dimethyl formamide, dimethyl formamide. Dimethyl formamide is in which reaction? Which solvent? Dimethyl formamide is polar aprotic solvent. Water gives H plus ion, so polar protic solvents. These three favors SN1 reaction. Okay. Next question. In an SN1 reaction on chiral center, there is an inversion more than retention leading to partial racemization, 100% retention, 100% inversion, 100% racemization. What will happen? If you take an alkyl halide, first an carbocation forms. Okay, carbocation forms and nucleophile will go and attack. So nucleophile goes and attack backside and front side. But the time this carbocation is forming, that halogen X minus ready to got, immediately nucleophile comes and attack from the back side. We will be getting more inversion product, little extra when compared to the retention product. I mean retention product, nucleophile is here, right? This is retention, this is inversion, little extra inversion product, because the time X minus is ready to go, nucleophile attacks backside. So inversion back attack product is little more than the retention product. It leads to partial racemization. One rotates clockwise, another rotate anti-clockwise. Racemization will happen. Little extra back product is more. Inversion product is more than the retention product. Two possible stereo structures of CH3CHOH is lactic acid, correct? COOH, I'll take H this side, OH this side. Let's say, for example, CH3. Now, they were asking what is the relation between both? Either they are mesomers, diastereomers, enantiomers, heteropisomers, or what is the relation? See here, if you take the mirror images of these two, if any time, if only one chiral centers are there, and they were telling that two possible, which are optically active, only one chiral center, then they are non-superimposable on each other. You cannot put this exactly on the top of this. If one rotates in clockwise, other will rotate in anti-clockwise. Let's say, for example, this is one higher priority, next priority, next priority. My eye is going in which direction? My eye is going in anti-clockwise direction, which is S, but least priority on the horizontal line, so it will be R. Then you see here 1, this is 2, this is 3. Then my eye direction is going in clockwise, then it is R, but least priority is on the vertical line, so it is S. So this is R, this is S. If only one chiral center, one is R, other is S, means the relation between both of them are enantiomers. Usually, if they say only one chiral center, both are optically active, they are enantiomers. Okay, if suppose both two chiral centers are present and one is R, other also R. One is R, other also R. Or they say S, other also S. There is no change in the configuration. Then they are identical. What is the relation between both? Identical. If say one is R, other is S. One is S, other is R, means changing. You are changing both. If you are changing both, then the relation between both are enantiomers. What is the relation between both? Enantiomers. If both the carbons are changing, that is enantiomers. If suppose you are fixing one, you are changing the other chiral center, then what is the relation between both? Those are diastereomers. Diastereomers. Everybody clear? Everybody clear? With this, previous year questions from the haloalkenes and haloarenes chapter successfully done. This is today's session. See you again in next session. Until that, keep smiling.